Hello, my friends. I'm just gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna do another question and answer, another Q&A for you guys. Today is December 27th, 2015. So the first question we have here. Did you apply for scholarships to graduate schools since you did so well as an undergrad? It seems like you would have schools offer you a full scholarship. Well, I don't know what schools you're talking about, but for my program, for a graduate program, in order to obtain a PhD to become a doctor, I haven't really heard of scholarships. I'm not sure that they exist. So the way it works for PhDs, at least, which is completely different than a medical doctor, is completely different than going to medical school. If you get accepted to a graduate program to get your PhD, most of the time they fund you. So I guess you could call that a scholarship, but it's almost like it's built into the program. If you get accepted, normally a PhD takes 5-6 years to obtain. The school will fund you as long as you're doing research and you're teaching throughout your time as a student, as a graduate student. They will fund you. Okay, it's not a lot of money. It's just enough to get by. I know this for a fact because I went to undergrad. I got my bachelor's degree and I did work with graduate students all the time, and they told me, and I asked them flat out, how they're paying for everything and how they're funding their own lives. It's through the schools. So if I do get accepted to any graduate program that I apply to for a PhD, they will fund me. They will pay for my room and board, my tuition, pretty much everything, as long as I keep my grades up. I believe you have to have a B or better. They can drop you right out of the program if you get anything below a B in the courses. And as long as you're conducting research, they will continue to fund you as a student. So that's how that works. That would be great. I wish I could have applied some scholarship or something like that. That would be fantastic. That would have been awesome. Okay, next question. What do you think of nicotine, and have you ever smoked? So nicotine, for those of you that don't know, is a drug that is in cigarettes, most commonly in cigarettes and tobacco. It's a stimulant. What do I think of nicotine? I mean, it does what it's supposed to do. It stimulates the body, right? It stimulates the brain. However, I hate tobacco. Yes, I have smoked cigarettes, and they are terrible. I can't stand them. I turned 18, like however many 6 years ago, whenever I was 18. And of course, I went to 7-Eleven, got myself a pack of cigarettes, to try them out because I'm very curious, you know what I mean? I'm just a curious guy. And they're horrible. They taste gross. They're disgusting. They smell bad. They don't appeal to me at all. They don't appeal to me at all. And I'm pretty sure it's the number one killer in the world. I'm pretty sure it's tobacco. Kills, I believe, last time I checked, about 2 million people every year, every single year. 2 million people die because of tobacco-related illnesses and disease. So, yeah, I don't recommend it, especially if you're trying to be healthy, especially if you're trying to bodybuild or anything like that. Stay away from cigarettes. They will kill you. They will ruin your gains, ruin your muscles real quick. But to each his own. Hey, if it's something that you do, then by all means. I mean, who am I to judge, right? How do you keep so positive when times get rough? I know I seem pretty positive, guys, but I've been depressed for as long as I can remember. I've been a depressed guy since high school, so it's coming up on 10 years now. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to keep positive. You just have to look at the bright side of things. Like right now in my life especially, it's very tough, you know what I mean? Living at home. I'm not doing the job. I'm not doing the thing that I want to be doing in life, which is going to school, being a student, becoming a doctor. I'm not directly on that path. I'm indirectly on that path, and it's wintertime. There's a lack of sunlight out, which is directly linked to your serotonin levels. So I have low serotonin, so my motivation is down, my moods are down. It's hard, man. It is, and the best advice I can give any of you, including myself, I have to remind myself, like, do the things that you love, the little minute daily tasks that you enjoy. Try to do them as often as you can to spike those dopamine levels, to get that happiness into you, to get that motivation back into your heart, into your mind. Listen to music, watch your favorite movies, talk to your friends, human interaction. I cannot stress that enough, and I don't have it enough. You know what I mean? I don't have a lot of it for one reason or another, whether it be my own doing or the universe's. I don't have very many human interactions right now in my life. And talking to people, just being around other people, helps you immensely because you have the mirror neurons in your brain, you know, and they're in the prefrontal cortex, like right behind the frontal lobes. It's like this center of the brain called the prefrontal cortex, where these mirror neurons, they live. Is where they hang out, and they fire. They're like mirrors. They fire just like whatever's around you in your space, in your environment. So if you see somebody smiling, the mirror neurons in your prefrontal cortex are going to make you want to smile. But if you see someone on the flip side of that coin, if you see someone being miserable, being mean, being angry, being sad, it's going to make you feel the same way. That's why we feel emotions when we watch movies, or when we listen to music. A happy song will make you happy. A sad song will make you sad. You know, an exciting movie will make you excited. It's all the mirror neurons. So try to keep positive. How do I keep positive? I just try to surround myself in the things that I know that I love. When I'm in a good mood, I'll write something down. I'll put a note on my phone, you know, about how I'm feeling and what made me feel that way. A certain song or a certain picture that I found, you know, and just try to fall back onto those things. Fall back onto those behaviors that you have that keep you in a positive mindset. Because depression, guys, I know it all too well. I know depression all too well. It's been something I've been dealing with for such a long time in my life. And like I said, the best advice I can give you is to do the things that you love, no matter how minimal, no matter how small they may be. Like I said, eating a certain food that you love, just some little things like that. Go for a drive if you like driving. Go for a walk. Go outside. Simple, basic things like that help. That's all I can say for me, because they help keep me positive when things are really rough. Okay, next question. Really enjoy your videos and your input about different topics. Thank you. What's your favorite thing to do besides lifting weights and learning? Also, on a side note, I just switched to a psychology major. Cool. And I was wondering if you can give any thoughts about industrial organizational psychology, because that is a career that I am looking into. Keep up the good work, man. Thank you for your comment and your question. We'll go in chronological order. So what's my favorite thing to do besides lifting weights and learning? Two favorite things. I can give you two right off the bat. And I like both of these things probably even more than lifting and learning. And that is sleeping and eating. I love sleeping and I love eating, which are the two basic necessities for living. So it makes sense that I would love them, but I love them more so than most people. Most people will just get however many hours of sleep a night, and then they'll wake up. Even on the weekends and stuff, they might sleep in an extra hour or so. But me personally, I take full advantage of that. When I have time to sleep, I sleep. I will sleep 8, 9, 10, 11 hours if I can. I'll sleep as much as I can. If I'm not working or in the gym or doing something, I try to sleep as much as I can, because I do have insomnia, and I've had insomnia pretty much my entire life, ever since I was a kid. It's hard for me to fall asleep because I can't shut my mind off. I can't shut off this brain from thinking. I always tell people I'm kind of like the Energizer Bunny, those commercials with the bunny with the drum, and he just keeps going and going and going. That's how my mind is. The circuits in my brain, they never shut off. They never calm down. If I can make myself calm down and relax, I always try to take advantage of that. And the best thing to do is sleep. For me personally, I love sleeping and eating food. Food is just delicious. I just love all types of food. That's because I'm Italian, probably. Who knows? I just love food on a whole nother level. Like, I adore food. All different types of food, too. Not just Italian food. I love all types of food. You name it, I'll probably love it. Food is like my favorite thing. Okay, side note, industrial. Okay, what's my thoughts on industrial organizational psychology? So there's many different branches of psychology, guys. They're all amazing. So industrial organizational deals with businesses and school, and how to put people in certain positions so that they can thrive the best given their environment. If that makes any sense to you, you know what I mean? Making sure the business plan is perfect, so that the co-workers, the employees, everyone is functioning at an optimal capacity, that everyone is doing their work to the best of their capability. That's a lot of what industrial organizational psychology has to deal with, and that's incredible. I recommend you go to it. If that's where your heart pulls you, go there. There's so many branches of psychology. There's behavioral psychology, developmental psychology, cognitive psychology, neuropsychology, my personal favorite. My personal favorite, neuro, about the brain. Industrial organizational. There's all these different branches. Psychopharmacology. There's millions of different things. So just go wherever your heart and your mind pulls you, whatever interests you the most. Go ahead and study that. That's my best advice for you. Okay, almost done here. Already passed, what is that, 10 minutes, getting 11 minutes. New earrings. No, so I wore my earrings in the last video. No, guys, they're not new. Those are actually the ones you saw were the first earrings I ever had when I was 18 years old when I got my ears pierced. They were the first ones that I got down at Virginia Tech in Blacksburg. I still have them. And I still wear them every now and then when I go out, especially I'll wear them, you know what I mean? So no, they're not new. I still have my ears pierced. I've had them pierced since I was 18 years old. What is that, 6 years? So it's been a long time. Yeah, over half a decade. I just don't wear them very often, you know what I mean? I think that's it. I think that's all we have here right now, guys. Oh, nope, one more. This one's interesting. Make sure you guys comment below. Send me some more messages, more questions. Keep asking away. I know your minds. I know you have more questions than this, so keep asking, guys. And I'm here to help. I'm here to answer. I'm here to talk. And on a side note, I'm also looking into getting a webcam because my laptop is it's not a good laptop. I don't know how I got through college with this thing, and you can hear it right now. It's buzzing in the background of this video. I'm recording with my iPhone, and the laptop's making noise just sitting here. It's not a good laptop at all. The webcam doesn't work. Barely anything works on it, so I'm thinking about getting a webcam so I can actually do live streaming with you guys, which would be really cool, which would be really awesome. Would love to do that. Okay, so this is, I guess, the last question here. Let's see. Do you believe in the theory that we live in a geometric or computer-based simulation reality? Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, I have no idea how to even answer that question. I don't know what you mean by simulated, because by saying something simulated, that means you have a firm grasp on something that is real. Well, if I ask you what is real, all that you're going to tell me is you're going to describe the world around you using your 5 senses. That's all you're going to do, is you have 5 measly little senses to interact with the world around you, and you're going to say that that's real? And then what? Things that don't use the 5 senses are simulation? Is that what you're trying to tell me? So these kind of questions, I always laugh when I see titles about these types of things, that we're living in a hologram or things like that. Yeah, we very well could be. I mean, we are limited by our tools, by our instruments of observing the universe as human beings, okay? Right at the get-go, as soon as you try to observe something, you are limited. You are limited by your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your nose, your senses, and your human body, the vessel that you are in. We are limited from the get-go, no matter what we try to study. Just for example, the electromagnetic spectrum, you probably have heard of this. You've seen it. If you've ever been to school or been in a library, you've seen the chart. It's a chart called the electromagnetic spectrum, and it varies from wavelengths of gamma rays all the way to radio waves. And guess what, guys? We see less than 1% of the electromagnetic spectrum. Our eyes are tuned, our brains, our genetics are tuned to only seeing about the 400 to 700 nanometers of that range. 400 to 700 nanometers, that's like this big. I can't even put my fingers small enough together to get the space of the wavelengths that we see. That's how tiny of a spectrum that we see. Less than 1% is what we see. So there's 99% of the things that the universe is doing right now around you, 99% of them, you can't see. You are completely unaware of. So to sit here and to tell you, yeah, we're in a simulation reality, or we're not in one because this is real life, I can't sit here and say that with any confidence, because I'm limited in my vessel. I'm limited in my method of observation. One of the quotes that comes to mind is from Harry Potter. I want to say it's from the 7th one. I'm not exactly sure which one it is. It's one of the later movies. Harry's in like a dream world, right? He's in like this, I want to say it's like a train station, and it's all white, and as a Dumbledore, he's there, you know, his professor's there, and he's talking to Harry and stuff, and then Harry says, you know, "Professor, how do I know, is this real?" He says, "Is this real? Or is this all just in my head? Is it imaginary?" And then Dumbledore responds, I remember this so well, he says, "Of course it's in your head, Harry." And I laughed when he said that. I laughed. Of course it's in your head. But why should that mean it's not real? And that blew my mind. So think about that for a little bit, you guys. Everything that you experience, of course it's happening in your head. It's being processed by your brain, by your cerebral cortex, every millisecond that you're sitting here listening to me. But why should that mean it's not real? Think about that for a little bit. Take care, guys. This is your friendly neighborhood lion. Peace.